A couple of years ago, I made a TV program about my father-in-law who won a Victoria Cross at Arnhem. And since then, I've been on the hunt for a follow-up, another nugget of incredible heroism in the face of impossible odds. Of course, most war stories are well known, well documented, and well celebrated. The Battle of Britain, Rorke's Drift, and so on. But one day, while trolling through a second-hand bookshop, I came across a story that's hardly known or celebrated at all. It's the story of an amazing battle, a battle where more VCs were earned more quickly than any other action in the Second World War. It's a story full of ingenuity, pluck, and genuine courage. It had the lot. Having read it, I decided to do some digging. And it turned out that while very few people in the outside world know anything about this extraordinary battle, they certainly do in military circles. And they call it the greatest raid of all.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. My name is, of course, ID Jester. Thanks for checking out our live stream tonight. Thank you, one and all. And if you're watching this later on our YouTube channel, be sure to become a subscriber at, of course, twitch.tv/ID Jester. So, as you see in our little introduction there, we are going to be playing a very, very epic encounter here. Of course, if you are interested, I would highly, highly recommend that you go to YouTube, do a search for the greatest raid of all. And Jeremy Clarkston, which we saw there in the beginning, did a wonderful job of outlining the exact details of the scenario that we are going to be playing in Tigers on the Hunt. So very excited to give this, guys, to you. Again, this is my user-created scenario. I kind of gave you a sneak peek the other night of it, just a couple seconds, just to show you what we were up to. And now it is done. I was up till late last night working on it, and so we are going to be giving it a whirl. We're actually doing a special event today. We're doing a live broadcast here at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then once again at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So between the two live shows, if you want to check out, again, Jeremy Clarkston, his war stories, and talk about the wonderful scenario we're going to be playing. So just to kind of give everyone an overview of what we were up against. So basically, here is kind of the outline of what's going on here. So basically the premise is the Germans have taken over the port here, and they have this big basin where they can bring in their warships to get repaired, but it's the only one that's big enough to hold some of their bigger warships, so it's a very important base to them. So the British come up with the plan to basically load a destroyer full of TNT and ram through the entrance gates here and blow them up with the TNT that they've placed on the destroyer. And once they blow through the gates, then the basin will fill up with water and they won't be able to bring in their ships in there. So that is actually the scenario we're up against. Here is a kind of a top-down view from a World War II photograph there of the situation as it stands. So there's a kind of a representation there of what we got up against. And then, of course, here is the actual picture taken by a German person. You can see the destroyer actually sitting there on the gates up to the locks. You can see some of the buildings in the background and stuff. This is one of the ships. This is the ship that was loaded with all of the TNT. You can see actually some of the German personnel were all over the ship. So later on in the day, it exploded and completed their objective. So as you see, lots of good information that I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of a background, a little bit of a history lesson on what we're doing here in this scenario. So of course, this is, of course, the raid on Saint Nazaire. So, pretty epic things that we're going to be doing here. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. Alrighty, so there's some of the photographs that we're going to be dealing with. So, now we just need to load up our scenario and take a look at what we have going on. Alrighty, here of course, Tigers on the hunt. And we are scrolling down to Alright, Saint Nazaire raid there. Of course, we're talking about Operation Chariot, which is another name for it. Date 28th of March 1942. So we're coming up pretty soon in a couple weeks to the 74th anniversary of this event. The history, the Saint Nazaire raid or Operation Chariot was a successful British amphibious assault on the heavily deforded Normandy dry dock at Saint Nazaire in German-occupied France during the Second World War. The operation was undertaken by the Royal Navy and British commandos under the auspice of the Combined Operation Headquarters on 22nd of March 1942. The obsolete destroyer HMS Campbelltown, accompanied by 18 smaller craft, crossed the English Channel to the Atlantic coast of France and was rammed into the Normandy dry dock, gaining it out of service for the remainder of the war. The 621 British Commando Force was led by Lieutenant Colonel James Newman. His number 2 Commandos unit would provide the largest commando regiment, 173 men, for the raid. The Special Service Brigade headquarters used the raid to provide experience for other units, and 92 men were drawn from the 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 9th, and 12th Commandos. The Germans had around 5,000 troops in the immediate area of Saint Nazaire. The port was defended by the 280th Naval Artillery Battalion under the command of Captain Zido Deckerman. The battalion was composed of 28 guns of various calibers, from 75mm to 280mm railway gun, all positioned to guard the coastal approaches. The heavy guns were supported by the guns and searchlights of the 22nd Naval Flank Brigade under the command of Captain Karl Conrad Meckel. Alright, so let's take a look at what we're up against here. Of course, Germans are going to have squads, light machine guns, medium machine guns, Panzerschrecks, demo charges, and of course ordnance. The British are only going to have squads, light machine guns, Piats, and of course demo charges. Special scenario rules: even though this is a night mission, the visibility is 3 hexes because the Germans had spotlights and were aware of the incoming raid, so they lit up the area. Each British squad in this scenario represents about 20 commandos. So we have in our company all 621 of the brave British souls. It's 2 maps. Water landing into a city is the terrain. It is 8 turns long. And of course, the side with the most victory points at the end is the winner. Both sides give victory points for controlling victory objectives. And of course, I am the designer ID Jester. So, Saint Nazaire raid. Let's go ahead and start her up. I am going to be playing with the Vassal module graphic change to the Tigers on the Hunt system. So just to give you guys a peek at that, you can of course find it in the scenarios and mods folder on the Matrix forums. It is made by JMass. He did a wonderful job, and I really like this scenario. I like the look of this scenario. Or the graphics of this Vassal I also like the ASL counters, and I also like the default graphics. So I kind of just switch between them whatever I'm in the mood for. So today, at least for the early stream, we'll do Vassal module, and then maybe for the evening one, we'll go either to the ASL module or for back to the default graphics. So I've noticed that some people had said in the chat line, or had posted actually, that the sound in the game is a lot louder and you can't hear me talking when the computer is shooting and firing and everything. So I'm going to be turning the sound way down for you guys before we start this game. If there is no sound volume control in the game, so if it's too loud or too soft, you guys have to talk in the chat and let me know whether or not the sound is good. I've had 4 or 5 people mention that the sound is just too loud in the scenario when the enemies are shooting, so, and they can't hear me talking. So I'm going to turn the volume down in my live stream for the game. I'm going to turn it down to 60% volume, so you let me know if that's too soft or too loud. And of course, keep posting and let me know, and then I can continue to monitor it up or down until I figure out the perfect volume for you guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at our scenario. Of course, we're going to be playing the Germans as the computer player, the British as the human. Normal difficulty, fog of war enabled, path quality is high. So let's take a look at this scenario here. Alright, so I should mention right off the bat that I am making this scenario, and most of my scenarios that I make them so that I have replayability in mind, okay? So with that said, you can see the British here actually have 1, 2, 3, there's 4 different locations, and some units are going to arrive at this location, some are going to start in 2, some are going to start in Zone 3, and some are going to start in Zone 4. I don't know if you noticed, but in the beginning, I've got some German units. There's probably, I think, 5 or 6 static positions that I want German units in. I know I want them there, so they're there. But the rest of the Germans, I've just assigned different, basically every building square on the map, I've assigned that to a Zone 1 for the Germans. And so every time you play this, it's going to be different because the computer is going to randomly determine where he's going to place all of his units. So for replayability, I think that's a good way of doing it. And I think that'll help. You know, if you find it a little tough, restart the scenario and the computer might put his units in different positions. And of course, you can vary your avenue of attack. So here, this zone right here, you can see this little, these little, what is it, wood rubble there. That's basically our ship that had rammed into our base there. So most of our units are going to be coming from this area. And then we had a few other ships that landed with other commando units and dropped off units, several up here and some down in this location as well. But this is our main assault force there. Again, visibility is 3 hexes, so it's going to be probably a close-in fight. And you'll learn a lot more about this battle, of course, if you watch the Jeremy Clarkson, the greatest raid of all. You can watch it on YouTube. It gives you a lot of really good in-depth detail about everything we're doing and everything we're talking about. So how's the volume, guys? Let me know if it's too loud or too soft. You can see we don't have down to the south, there is some terrain we cannot use. Up to the north is all good up to the top of the edge of the map board. So just the bottom edge of the map is restricted at this point. So again, I've kind of designed this scenario in depth. Each of our British units are 621. So each squad represents 20 guys. So we have a total of 30 different squads. 30 squads, which is 20 squads per guy, which is 600 units. and there's about 10 or 15 leaders or whatever. So we have every one of the 621 commandos that participate in this raid. You will be controlling every single one of them. So there we go. And of course, I don't have 5,000 Germans in here, or this would be a very, very, very tough scenario. It's still going to be tough. I have a feeling it's going to be extremely tough. So let's take a look at our objectives here. So we can take a look here. We see there's 4 different victory point locations. The German obviously owns all of them. We basically need to get, as side B, 50 points worth for a major victory. So the only way to get 50 points worth is to capture the main building and get 2 of the 3 side objectives. 40 points, which would be the main building and 1 other objective, which gives us a minor victory. 30 points, which is either A, getting the main building, or B, getting the 3 side objectives, would give us a draw. And of course, 20 points or 10 points for a minor defeat or a major defeat. There is no points for killing enemy units in this. You don't have to worry about that. All we have to do is get our objectives. So if we look at our map here, there are 4 objectives. We'll scroll down to the bottom here. So this one right here, kind of on the southern edge of our map, is one of our objectives. It is worth 10 victory points. This one here is also worth 10 victory points. And scroll up to the top. This one is also worth 10 victory points. And then, of course, our main objective is this building right here, which is worth 30 victory points. So if we were able to capture just this building and nothing else, we would get a draw. Or if we were to capture this building and these 2, we would get a draw. So it's just going to depend on how well we can do it. Again, visibility is only 3 hexes, so hopefully we're not going to know where the enemy is until we're right in their face. And unfortunately, that's probably going to get real ugly really fast for us. So again, once we get started here and we actually do some combat with the computer, let me know how the sound is with that. And in fact, you know what I'll do? I can actually turn on the background sound so you guys can hear the background sound. Let me know if that sounds too loud for you guys. I'm just going to leave it on for a couple seconds so you guys have a general idea of how much the computer volume is compared to my volume there. Alright, so do leave me a message in the chat if you're available to do that. Alright, for right now I'm just going to turn off the battle sounds. There are wonderful little battle sounds in the background. Alright, so let's start placing our units. We kind of have an idea what we need to do. There's 2 objectives kind of to the south, 1 big objective to the north, and of course our huge objective right there in the middle, which of course we're going to be fighting in through all of these buildings to try and get to. So, alright, so what do we have? We have a whole bunch of units. We also should check out our order of battle. Okay, so we have a bunch of units, as you can see, coming in turn 1. We also have some units coming in on turn 2. You can see they're all coming in Great Britain Zone 1. So what this represents is the commandos, basically a bunch of them ran off while some of them were stood behind for a little while, tended to some of their fallen comrades, tried to bandage them, heal them, take care of them a little bit, and then they got together and also left the ship. So we got some reinforcements coming on turn 2, which was going to start in this area. So you can see most of our squads here are elite squads. In fact, if we scroll down, all of them are elite units. Some of them have demo charges, some have light machine guns, some have Piats, and we'll just have to go with that. So let's start putting our units out here. Alright, so put him there, one there, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, and we're trying to get as close up to the front lines as we can. Alright, so that's 369 units there. We can put another squad there. 10, 11, So we have, looks like nice 12. Now we have some nice leaders. Notice we have actually a captain leader here, an A++. So we're going to send him, I don't know if we want to send him ahead with the boys and risk him, or if it's better for us to hold him back and try to rally anybody that breaks and has to fall back. So I guess we're going to send him with the boys there and take a look. All right, so then we have a D leader. We'll put him back in the back. We have a C with the star, and we have a C with the star. And last, we have another good leader. We'll put the other good leader up the top. So we'll have one good one going this way. We'll have one good one this way. And we'll split up our forces that way. All right, so that's all of zone number 1. Zone number 2 is down here. So again, we just have some nice squads. We're actually going to be positioning them. 3 squads there. We do have a machine gun there. And we're going to also bring in a guy from this way. We'll bring a couple in units in this way. We also have 3 that can come in either this way or this way. So we have a sergeant, a corporal, a not very good one. We'll send him that way, and our good leader we'll put in the back. Zone 3. All right, put a few units out there. Probably will not be moving our units all together until we've encountered the enemy. So we'll see how that goes. And of course we have a sergeant and a corporal. And then zone 4, which is up to the north here. Looks like we got some more units. We'll kind of separate them into different areas. And then we have a couple, corporal D leader we'll put up at the top. We got our lieutenant, put him at the bottom, and then we'll give a sergeant up at the top as well. So there we go. There is our 621 units. Actually, not all yet. We still have a few more units that we need to get out of our reinforcements there. So that will then finish up our 621 units. So there we go. There's pregame setup. Of course, the computer does their side very quickly. And if you missed our intro, just to rehash, I designed this scenario with replayability in mind. So I've got a few static Germans where, okay, I want to make sure, for example, there's a German in the actual hex here. Or, I want to make sure there's somebody in this hex up here, or whatever. I've got a few of them assigned. I think there's 5 or 6 of them. The rest of them, all the rest of the Germans, I've basically taken all of the map building hexes and created them a zone. So the computer will randomly assign them to different areas. So I have no idea where anything is other than I know where my static units are. But besides that, I don't know where anything is at. So, with that said, I think we can file. I'm going to save the game now that I've got it set up, which is always a good thing to do. Let's start off so I don't, if the game, something happens, I lose my connectivity, my computer reboots or whatever, I don't need to reassign all these guys out there. So this is going to be, of course, the greatest raid of all. Number 1. The greatest raid of all. Number 1, save. So hopefully you watched our intro. So we're going to put this in our scenarios folder. You can see some of our other saves there as well. And of course we want to make sure it is the save file. The greatest raid of all, number 1. So there we go. So at least I've now got it where all my units are on the board, ready to go, and I don't have to reassign them. And there we go. So let's get it on. Pre-game setup is done. Administrative segment is going to be pretty quick. Should not need to do anything. We are not going to need to fire. Alright, so now we come to the all-important, very, 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 very important first movement phase. Alright, this is always, always, always of all of the phases and all of the turns, normally your very first movement segment, if you are the attacker, is the most important. Because you want to get your units up close enough to the enemy where you can start engaging them. But you don't want to get them too much. You don't want to risk too much to move them up and get them all broken at the same time. So you want to take a minimal risk for a maximum reward gain. So the first thing we need, since we're out in the ocean basically and we're going across the dockyards, we need to get some secured locations inland and some areas where if units break, they can start to rally. Buildings, of course, are good rallying points, and woods are good rallying points. These will give you a bonus on your rally checks, okay? So you want to make sure you can secure some of these locations. The other thing we have to worry about is obviously line of sight. Now, we don't have to worry, say this building here, there could be a machine gun nest in there that could just totally decimate us. It's only 3 hexes, so they can only see 3 hexes. So if there's a guy in this building, 1, 2, 3, when we moved into this hex, then he would have line of sight to us. So getting this building and getting, bringing some units down here and securing this building, obviously going to be very huge, because then we will have some defenses where we can then engage the enemy. Same thing for the middle. Unfortunately for the middle, they have got, and this is the way I designed it, it's going to be extremely hard for them to break through in the middle. If you watch that Jeremy Clarkson, it kind of goes in depth about what had happened. So the assault here in the middle is going to be tough because we have to get across these openings, and depending on where they're at, you can see if there's units in here, 1, 2, 3, we're out in the open, we've got no cover anywhere. Same thing coming across this bridge. We do have this building here, but 1, 2, 3, this is kind of a death trap zone right there. This one, fortunately, in the north is set up a little easier as well. So these poor fellas in the middle, unfortunately for them, securing this building over here doesn't really do us much because 1, 2, 3 doesn't give us line of sight on anything other than this building right here. So that's kind of the overview from the scenario designer to kind of give you some hints and tips and tricks and whatever. Again, I don't know. In fact, I will tell you, okay, I told you about the big static units. I told you about there's some static units, and I actually have a big area for just the random units. The static units are not actually static in a way that I basically put out like 10 hexes. And I said this one, this one, this one, this one, this. I chose like maybe 6 or 8 hexes. And I said, okay, you guys are going to be in those 6 hexes. I don't know what unit will be in that hex. It could be, unit A, or it could be unit B, or it could be unit D. Who knows? I don't have any idea. So again, hopefully good replayability for you guys. All right, so let's get it going here and take a look. So first thing we want to do is decide. Of course, if we move units with leaders, we're going to be able to move farther. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our leader and one of our squads here, and we're going to double time it and see if we can get as far inland as we can without getting killed right off the bat. So let's see how we go. So there he goes. So again, 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3. Still don't see anybody. That's good. Get in there. Now, of course, if we go on the other side here, that might give us a little bit more view of 1, 2, 3. We can see this hex. 1, 2, 3. We can see this hex. But of course, as soon as we move in there, we have to worry about defensive fire. And let's take a look. And speak of the devil, look at what we got there. So we have a PAC 35-36. Fortunately, did not keep his rate of fire. So we know we have a very dangerous thing right off the bat. So let's take our other sergeant, and we're actually going to take our other 2 squads. We've kind of, If there's anything else out there, we should see it. 1, 2, 3. So we know there's probably nobody in here. We know there's nobody in this hex or this hex or this hex. So bringing these guys around, double timing them. Bring them around this way. And they could move out in the open, which would be obviously a bad thing. 1, 2, 3. Too far away to actually shoot that guy, though. So I am going to be done moving them. Alright. So next thing we can do is 1, 2, 3. We can move guys into this hex. Let's take our good lieutenant, sorry. What do we have? We have a demo charge, a Piet, and a demo charge. So we're actually going to move everybody in this group because we're assuming we can see from this hex 1, 2, 3 spaces. We don't know if there's anybody here because we haven't seen that. That would be very bad. But this building should be clear. This building should be clear. So I'm hoping to get our guys into this building right here so we can first fire on this unit right there. So let's see how well we can do. Alright, shoot. Alright, we made it. So we're still alive. Thank God for that. We're still alive. Alright, so a northern force. Good job, fellas. Good job. No deaths. 0 deaths so far. So hopefully you checked out the beginning intro video. You guys will see the actual battle results. Let's see. Where is our... Do we have a... We have a really good leader. We don't want to risk him. But we got to move these guys out of the way so we can get some of these other guys. So what we will do is we'll take our C leader and we will take our... Which guy are we going to... Okay, those 2 guys. And we're going to try and run them, double time them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then maybe advance them into that space there. But again, danger, danger, danger zone. We'll see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, now when we move in this hex, there's a lot of things that come into view from there. And I'm not liking our odds here. Oh, look at what I see there. There is a leader in there. Fortunately, he's by himself. That's good. Alright, so we used all of our movement points, but now we can advance into that hex. And we know it's clear for our other units to move up, which is a good thing. We're going to move them there, and then we're actually going to move them in there. There we go. Look at that. So these guys, good job. Alright, now, same thing down at the bottom. Unfortunately, I messed up, and I put our other leaders too far back. Crap. Alright, we're going to have to move these guys out of the way. Because I've already got enough units in there. I can't... To move units through that stack would cost too many movement points. So we're just going to have to really, really hope and pray. Okay, we did okay. Whew! Okay, I was a little nervous there. Because again, even though I'm the serial designer, I've got it set up where I've got hexes chosen, and I know there's units that are going to be in those hexes. I don't know what units they are, but they're not going to be nice. Let's just put it that way. So we want to bring up more forces this way or more forces down the bottom. We will bring up more forces this way. There we go. Alright, so you guys... Alright, we are alive, which is a bonus. We got a demo charge, and a machine gun. So... we're going to double time everything we can to risk, again, risk reward. We want to get as far up in there as we can. Far as we can to these objectives, because it's going to take us fighting close range combat with many units in hard, good defensive structures. It's going to be a long, tough battle to try and fight through those things. So we don't need to waste 2 or 3 turns just moving up. We got to move up as fast as we can. But we don't want to move crazy enough where we are just going to get annihilated when we move into these open hexes. Alright, so move, 2, 3, 4. Oh! Miss! Oh, he kept his rate of fire. Notice that. He kept his rate of fire. So what do we got here? We got an AT gun, 28 LL. So what do you think of the volume, guys, if you're in the chat? Was it too loud? Was it too soft? Could you hear it? Could you not hear it? Let me know. So we do have some more action points, but this thing kept his rate of fire, which means if we move in there, he still gets a defensive fire on us. Or we can wait. I would like to use his defensive fire up, is what I would like to do, so I can move some more units up without being as afraid. So I'm going to take a chance going in the stone building. He kept his rate of fire several times. Again, how's the volume, guys? He kept his rate of fire, but then he finally lost his rate of fire and did not do anything to us. So that is actually very, very good for us, believe it or not. So that is going to be very helpful. All right, so now we're going to bring up some more guys here. All right. Well, we found some more defensive structures. Let's go ahead and... I should mention this wonderful vassal module. I actually got version 1.1, so if you've had this before, you notice the fire marker, the markers are a lot smaller, so it kind of makes it a little easier to see your unit's stats and everything. So version 1.1 by JMass, great job converting the graphics over. Again, I enjoy the original graphics. I enjoy this one. I enjoy the ASL. They're all, they're all great. I have no problem with any single one of them. And I think, each one has its own little niche and its own little, cool thing about it. So, yeah, that's my thought. Anyways, great job, JMass. And Richie61 did the ASL conversion. And, of course, Peter, the designer, made the original ones. I believe he had a graphic person helping him. I apologize. I don't know what the person's name was. But, we're in a good position now because we've moved up. We haven't taken any casualties yet. And now he's spent a lot of his defensive fire. And he hasn't done much casualties yet. So we're in a good position here. Did you guys move? No, you did not. All right, so we're going to double time you guys. See, now this guy here, we're coming up, is going to be in trouble because this guy here has not shot at anything yet. 1, 2, 3, and if he goes out into this open hex, that's going to be danger. So we need to hope some of our units that made it up here can clear a path for some of our other ones. So, with that said, I think we have a pretty good idea of where their defensive line is kind of set up at right now. So we're gonna double time these guys, try and get them again moved up as fast as we can. But this time, I am going to he will be able to defensive fire again, but we do have our good leader in there. So I'm willing to risk it. Am I? Or do I want to put him in the... then everybody would take a result. No, I think I'm going to... yes, I'll move him there. Oh, he chose not to. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so we've got a few more boys to bring up. And I think we'll just move those guys behind the building. Yeah, like that. And then we'll figure out where we want to advance them. Alright, then we have these guys here. We could come back and come around this way, or we could try to come down this way. And I'm thinking it's going to be harder to do it, but we're going to go down through those buildings and maybe try to loop around the... maybe. I don't know. Alright, so that is That's pretty good. Alright, so what I'm going to do, file, save game. I'm actually, because I'm going to be broadcasting this later, I want to make sure I have a good save of it in case something happens. So I'll be saving a lot more often just in case. Alright, so you can see turn 1 movement phase. So I'm done with the movement phase. Plus I'm also trying to help Peter out. And guys, this is just a help for the developer. If you save your game often and then you run into a bug, you can always save those or send those files to him so he can kind of debug what happened to cause the issue. So save often and save with new names, you know, like I just did there. So if I'm going to save another one, I'm going to save it as, you know, turn 2M or whatever. So that way the developer has a good chance to try and track down any issues you guys might be having. Alright? So, with that being said, I believe this guy we can still move. I don't know. We're going to move him up there at least. I don't know if it's worth risking moving him out in the open. This guy is 1, 2, 3 spaces away. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. He won't be able to shoot, but this guy will. These guys here are going to be stuck on the bridge till we take care of this guy because, yeah, that would be bad. Ouch. Unless they fire at these guys. Alright, well, I think we're done with the movement segment there, guys. Defensive fire, he should have some defensive fire. Unless, did I turn markers off? No. Okay. I think he should have had a defensive fire. Oh, what's this thing? This is an infantry gun, 75 millimeter. This is an AT gun, another AT gun. That's a Pack 35. I'm just trying to remember which ones I put in there. That's a different one. That's a 28 LL gun. Alright, so now we're in the advancing fire segment. So, that is actually good. We will take our good leader, and our elite, and another elite, and another elite, and we're going to take a shot at this guy. Unfortunately, we're at half firepower because we are moving and then firing. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, too many spaces away. This guy is just a lonely old corporal and an elite, so we'll take a shot. Nothing? Okay. So, did I turn markers off? Let's turn them back on. Yep, there we are. Fired. You guys are fired. Alright, you guys, very important that you guys do some business. Well, we pinned him. That's not going to really matter at this point. This guy and this guy. You can't see that because of the darkness. But he sees this guy. You guys can't see anybody. You can't see anybody. You can't see anybody. Now, our most important shot we have in the game right now is this unit right here. Because we have to take this guy out. Because this guy here is stopping all of these guys from coming in. So we need to take that guy out. Well, that didn't work, did it? Alright, Sergeant. Alright, Lieutenant. We got some firepower there, don't we? 3 squads, light machine gun. Did not matter. No damage whatsoever. Alright. And did we keep a rate of fire? We can't because we're in the advanced fire segment. Always remember, advanced fire segment, no rate of fire for anything. Sorry, Charlie. That's the penalty for moving. You want rate of fire? Don't move. Alright, well, that is our advanced fire segment. That was very uneventful. Routes, fortunately, I mean, if you watched our other replay of the Battle of Ramal, all we did was spend our time routing units. So, obviously, this is a little bit different scenario than what we had over there. Advanced segment. Now this is going to be very, very, very important to get these advances correct. Alright, you guys, what we need to do here is we need to draw enough firepower on this thing that they can't just blow up one stack, but we want to have enough firepower to actually do damage to it. So we're going to bring these guys there. Oh, look at what I see over there. Another leader. Alright, so you advance there, and then you guys, you won't be much good now, but you'll be good later on where you can advance maybe down this way. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you can still see. Look at that. Just enough line of sight where we can't zoom around the edge. Alright, so those are those guys' advances. Again, I don't want to advance these guys out in the open, so all these guys are just hunkering down, watching the battle. These guys here, what we might do is, again, same strategy. We're going to move a 1, 2, 3. We're going to move those guys there and then let these guys move in. So we can still have two different... Last thing we want to have happen is what we had happen in our Battle for Ramal, where a tank literally took out 3 half squads and 2 B star leaders in one shot. Because you get like one lucky roll or whatever it was. But I mean, he just decimated our whole hex. That was not the only time. He did it again where he took out 2 full squads and a leader in one shot. So we want to kind of separate. Now, fortunately for us, we are in stone buildings, so that should give us a little bit of a help. But you can see our center flank is kind of at a stalemate right now until we can get some of these guys moved up. We could... let me think about this. If I bring this guy here, 1, 2, 3, we'd be in range. If we bring these guys out, they would be in range. They'd be out in the open, so they would have to defensive fire on us here, which means we would have this squad here firing and this squad. Plus we got a 10-2 leader in there, which is pretty good. What do you guys think? Is it worth risking moving these guys up, or should I keep them back and out of trouble until we can take care of this thing? Remember, we're going to have some squads arriving next turn 2, so we'll have some new squads coming from back here coming in. 1, 2, 3. If I advance them now, they can't. But when it's their turn, they will be able to shoot that empty hex. We do have a 10-2 leader. Anyone have an opinion? Otherwise, I'm going to do what I think. I could advance this guy here, which would cause this guy to really freak out because he's like, whoa, wait a minute, what are you doing? But being out in the open is just bad news because we would have to route all the way back. I think I'm just going to hold off. I want to play it safe. Okay, I want to bring some of our friends home. All right, we're done with advance. No close combat. We are done. Going on to the German as the attacker in turn number 1. Administrative. Oh, here we go. All right, guys, what do you think of the sound? Let me know in the chat. Kept his rate of fire. He pinned us. Kept his rate of fire, and then did not keep his rate of fire. So we only got a pin result out of that, which is okay with me. Oh, he eliminated. Oh my God! What the hell was that thing? We just got done talking about this. So there's 7.5 cm LEIG 18 infantry. He eliminated his squad and he broke his squad. That was his first shot. Then he turned the building into rubble and he eliminated our other squad and our light machine gun. So he completely decimated this whole area, which is actually good because now that blocks line of sight, we can get our guys to go here. What shot Where did he shoot from? That's a good question. Source is 815. Oh, that was here. So yeah, we don't actually have line of sight to that anymore. So yeah, we can't bring this guys up anymore. But this thing is super, super dangerous. As you can just see, wow, he just collapsed that building right on top. And we eliminated 2 full squads. That is 40 British souls lost. I apologize. That is terrible, terrible. Unlucky result there. All right. Okay. Moving on. Nope. Still attacking. Farley did not keep his rate of fire. And that's all. So, okay. So, we lost 40 British guys. Plus, we still have a danger zone here. Severe danger zone. We're going to see what happens, though. Okay, alright, so defensive fire. Well, let's start up at the north. We got some good firepower here. Unfortunately, nothing. Another lieutenant, light machine gun, elite. Now we can keep our rate of fire this time. We actually broke him. That is very, oh my, that is going to be very helpful. We can get up there and assault those guys now, eventually, when it's our turn again. Let's... Did not keep a rate of fire. Okay, so let's try to eliminate this guy altogether. Nope. Okay, nope. No such luck. You guys don't see anybody. You guys don't see anybody. You don't see anybody. But down in the south, we see a lot again. We have a lot of firepower again. Well, right now we do. Does not keep rate of fire. Oh, unfortunate. Alright, and you? How's the volume, guys? Let me know. When the computer is attacking, is it too loud or is it just right? I have a feeling it's going a lot better than it was. Alright, so no good there. Defensive fire is pretty much done. I can't believe we just lost 2 units just like that. Alright, so defensive fire is done. Advancing fire, he shouldn't have any. Routes, well, we don't have to route our guys because they got completely destroyed. And I don't think we broke... Oh yeah, we did break his unit here. He is in the woods, so he does not need to route. He does not have to route. Alright, so we got some new units coming on here. So let's try to figure out... I guess we should bring them down this way. So we got a another German squad with a light machine gun. A squad there. So we have 3 squads and a leader. Okay, so we'll put all 3 squads and the leader in 1 hex. And we'll be able to move these guys pretty close. Move them up. Alright. We still have to worry about this hex. So what I'm thinking about is sacrificing these brave commandos. Bring them up. Hopefully get this thing to shoot and it won't keep his rate of fire. Then we can bring our mass down here, assuming that he doesn't have guys in this hex, and this hex, and this hex, and this hex, which he probably does, but it's worth the risk. So we're going to move those guys. These guys, some of these guys are going to move. If we could break this guy, that would be awesome. Alright, so that was the reinforcement segment. Let's not jump the gun here. Administrative segments. So far we're okay. Alright, now we're in the fire segment. So, he's still broken, which is very good. Very good. So what guys do we want to shoot? Probably got something up here we want to shoot. But the rest of our guys, again, we're going to try and have a Risk reward with our movement. Risk reward with our movement. We're going to move up just slightly now. We can tell we're getting close to their defensive lines. We can't see them yet because we can only see 3 spaces, but we can tell defensive line pretty much has been drawn right here. So 1, 2, 3. We don't know. There could be guys in here, over here, and there, in the woods. And this 1, 2, 3. No, it can't be in that woods because we would have line of sight to them. So we have to move up slow again. All right. So shooting. That's what we were doing. All that to do. Come on now, boys. You got a lot of firepower. Let's use it. Let's bring it to bear. Yes! We broke him, and that is good. And we kept our rate of fire, which is even good, better. Oh, this is actually a medium machine gun. That is even better. So once your squad fires with the light, whatever weapon it has, it cannot fire again, but your weapon might be able to if it keeps its rate of fire. So since we broke that guy, should we shoot the leader? I think we shall. And did not keep his rate of fire. I'm not too worried about that leader being by himself. Let's get a drink there. Alright. So that is actually all the firing I'm going to do. One of the two of the dangerous ordnance. Fortunately, we were able to take them out. So that was good. Now, we just have to figure out a way to get our units up there. Sergeant and our lead squad here. We're going to bring them up here. Oh, shit. Oh, good. Did not keep his rate of fire. So he's defensive fired there. Now, should we throw our demo charge in there, waste it on a broken unit, hopefully to eliminate it, or do we save it and hope to use it somewhere else? He's got a broken unit here, right? Let's see. Yes. He's got a broken unit. Is it worth wasting? I don't think it's worth wasting the demo charge. The guy's going to have to run anyways. There could be somebody here, actually. No, there couldn't, because we have line of sight right there. Okay, so I don't have to worry about somebody in this hex. I'm thinking about maybe coming after this leader here. Now, if I come up here, 1, 2, 3, well, we don't have line of sight because of the woods. There's nobody in this hex. We don't know about... yeah, we have not seen this hex yet. So, let's... 1, 2, 3. Alright, go. Oh, okay. We're still okay. So we'll assault that leader. I'm feeling spunky. Alright, you guys go assault that location, and then you brave men, go there. Alright, so southern flank doing okay so far. Hopefully the computer actually assigned units to different locations. And hopefully I didn't mess up and assign all the Germans to a location that didn't exist. That would be a shame. Alright, so poor Corporal Elite, watch what happens here. He broke his, and he kept his rate of fire. God, that's the worst result we could have had for. I mean, if we would have broken, he would have lost rate of fire, or if we wouldn't have broken, that, That would have been a good combo, because then we can move these guys up. But now we can't move these guys up. Okay, Elite, you're going to have to sacrifice. Oh my god. Does not keep his rate of fire. There we go. Alright. But he's kept residual in that hex, which is not good for us. But fortunately for us, wow. That residual in that hex took out our leader and broke our other two guys. Yeah. This is the Vassal. VASL module, graphic module. Mandarin. This is the Vassal one. There actually is an ASL one that we're going to probably play with that one tonight. We're doing a double live stream today. We're doing one now, and then we're doing one tonight at 7 o'clock. So this is horrible. This guy is just messing up our day. That is not cool. And he broke our good leader. I mean, he killed our good leader. Unfortunately, we can't see the result here for whatever reason. But he broke our two squads and killed our leader. Just outright killed him. Alright, well. He broke this squad. So this center area is... It's pretty rough. That's like another death to our total there now. So we're going to double time these guys. Should be okay to bring these guys all the way up. Bring them there. And then we'll assault move into that hex. Alright, so we've got a nice northern flank, which is doing awesome. Yes. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna move these guys. I'm thinking here because this is woods. It would give us some cover if there's somebody there. And speak of the devil, holy crap! Oh my God! So let's start off at the beginning. What did he do? He broke us. He broke our sergeant, broke our elite, decided to shoot again, and killed our sergeant, and casually reduced our elite unit. Then, not only that, he eliminated our half squad, just killed the rest of the squad, and then pinned our other squad. And then finally did not keep his rate of fire. So that... Oh, and then he broke his light machine gun. So screw you and your stupid light machine gun. Ouch. That's a lot of firepower at close range. Look at that. He is not going to give up this location easily at all. And we did not get a good result. We got a whole bunch of more dead guys. Alright, so you guys move there, and go there. And I can actually make it to there. Let's see. These guys have all final fired. He's got one more squad that can do something. Is it worth risking moving in there to get some assault fire on these guys? That's a lot of firepower. Look at that. 3 elites and 2 machine guns and a good leader. Plus, right next to him is 2 more squads with a... Is that a medium machine gun? No, it's a light machine gun. And another good leader. Wow. If I bring him here, though, this guy will get eliminated for failure to rout. But... He's final fired. Final fire. Let me see, where can I move to? Ooh, I could actually move here. And then assault move into that building or this building, assuming there's no jerk faces in there. Let's do it. Oh, okay. Shoo! That was a risky move. That was risky, getting out there in the open like that. Alright, you guys, come here, come here, come here. Can you guys move any farther up? Can you? Can you? I was hoping you can get there. Nope. Alright. Our poor brave lads are just... Alright. These guys here... Let's see, these guys are going to have to route. No, they're just pinned. They're okay, actually. They're actually okay. What's he got? He's got 2 squads and 3 squads. I was going to bring this guy up in assault, but that would just be... Well, these guys are commandos, man. They're commandos. I could bring them up to that hex, but as soon as I move in there, they would defensive fire again. I don't think I want to do that. Where does this guy need to go? Alright, we're gonna bring him to the south. Maybe he can take or kill that leader, maybe. This is a very bad leader, so we don't really want him doing anything other than rallying units, maybe. Because he actually gives a +1 as opposed to a -1. Yeah, this guy's in a little bit of trouble. This guy's in a little bit of trouble. Our center flank is not very happy, but our southern flank is very, very happy at this point. So, yeah. I think that is all our moves other than... We could move into that hex, maybe take a peek at... Oh, there might be somebody there that could shoot at us. No, be safe, guys, be safe. Okay? Just be safe. Alright, just click the damn button so you don't move anybody. Go. I have a problem trying to move people. Oh, good. No defensive fire. Alright, advancing fire. Well, let's say you shoot you. And you shoot him. And you shoot him. Yeah, alright, eliminated that crew. Alright, so that's all that. You broken, you're all broken, right? Yep, you can't do anything. God, that is gonna hurt like nobody's business. Alright, advancing fire. Let's see. You pinned him. Let's go ahead and take a shot there. You broke him. It's not going to really matter too much. Sure. Eliminate him. Alright, there we go. And that is... Oh, no, wait. We got these guys up here. Maybe we can get lucky and get a good roll. Oh, no, but our light machine gun broke. That's not cool. We're going to have to bring in more guys this way to try and take out this. We're getting close to a couple objectives. There's, There's one over here we're not too far from. There's one over there. And of course, this one's being well secured, so who knows? Alright, advancing fire. I believe... this guy will be eliminated for failure to route, I believe, because he can't go there, because that's closer to a known enemy unit. This guy down here is going to be killed. This guy could go there, but if he glow crawls there, that's just going to be bad for him. Let's just say it's going to be bad. Alright, so I think we're done with advancing fire. Routes. Okay, so let's route our boy. Oh, it's just our leader that broke. Actually, our squad. We should have taken a shot with our squad. That's too bad. You guys are all broken. That's not cool. Alright. That's as far as we can route back because these boys are all in the way. I should have made another bridge. Alright, so you routed. I think that was... we had a couple guys or squads get eliminated. Right? But nobody down here to the south. Alright, so routes are done. Now we can actually route there? Are you kidding me? He low crawled. So we can't interdict him. So 1, 2 spaces away, 1, 2. Yeah, I guess that's not closer to a known enemy unit, but B and B plus out in the open. That is an open hex. Should oh, that's not the right one. This one. We'll see. Where else you routing to? Wait. Here? He roll crawled again, I bet. Yep. Alright, now we can advance. This guy's pinned, so we can't advance. Alright, you guys. Advance. Do we want to go here or here? If we come down here, we get a little bit better view down this way. If we come here, will tell us if there's anybody in these hexes. Or I think we'll go there. Okay. Oops. Good. So good. So good so far. Alright, we're going to bring up these guys here. You guys go there. You guys go there. You guys go here. Alright. You guys go there. You guys go there. You guys go there. You guys... I will leave them out in the open because I know nobody can see them. So normally I wouldn't leave them out in the open, but I know nobody can see them. Bring them here. And I can't advance these guys. And how many guys do I have there? 3 full squads? No, one's a half squad. So still not enough room to move guys up, though. That's a darn shame. Yeah, this Vassal mod looks really good. Well done. I like the look of it. Really do. But like I said, I like the ASL look from Richie61. This, of course, the Vassal mod by J Moss, and of course, I like the original artwork as well. So we'll play the second part of the video. I could advance this guy into this hex, and we could have a little melee. So it'd be 2 full squads and a good leader. No, I can't advance him because he's pinned, so it doesn't matter. Just ignore me. And you guys can't advance forward because of all those broken guys that are laying there on the bridge cowering down. Okay, so that is all of our advances. Close combat, unfortunately, I was hoping to have some, but we ended up killing all the guys before we actually got to close combat. So we're done with close combat. And Corporal rallied himself in Hex 1213. That's this guy right here, I believe, right? Let's see, what hex is that? That is 1213, yes. And Elite failed to repair his light machine gun. So we had a machine gun. What about our other guys? They could not rally because they didn't have a leader in their hex. And they were not out in rallying buildings or woods, I believe. So, that is... saving again. This is going to be turn 2A for administrative. AD. There we go. 2AD. Alright, so there we go. I got them, like I said, I want to make sure I got lots of actual saves, just in case, because we'll be doing another live stream at 7 o'clock. In fact, I don't want to start another turn and get in the middle of a turn and have to stop it. So what I'm going to do is, and this way the people that couldn't make the live stream earlier, they won't have missed too much as well. So we're going to go ahead and just call this episode of our live stream. We had a good hour and 20 minutes anyways. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of our scenario here for Saint Nazaire raid, the greatest raid of all. So again, check out Jeremy Clarkston on YouTube. Of course, if you were here for our intro, you got to see part of it as he talked about just what's coming in that episode. And of course, we will be back later tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, to continue part 2 of Saint Nazaire raid, and hopefully you'll join us for that as well. So, Mandarin, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see everyone tonight at 7 o'clock. And in between live streams, of course, be sure to check out the war stories on the actual battle we are playing. And let me know what you guys think when we come back at 7 o'clock. So, thank one and all for joining us, and we will see you guys next time.